cream in silence. Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, dipshit.
Sorry, we just did that. We are telling
A
story
of
Christmas,
but
not
Jewish.
that's.
Wait, why is this not? I'm only getting this in one ear.
Just unplug it and plug it back in.
Bitch.
Wow, Cooper not getting it in. Imagine that.
It's a problem I frequently have.
I know. Sometimes you just got to get it that extra inch, you know?
It is. Yeah, you know, sometimes I just hope for like a centimeter.
Millimeter.
Just
That's
if I
me.
could get that, that'd be be so fucking thankful.
Jeez, not even 2 seconds in and we're already talking about penises.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Thimble of Whiskey, our relaxed episode.
This is the
chillaxed.
relaxed.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Hernan Cortez saga.
Hernan Cortez.
Hernan Cortez. And yeah, so we're gonna take it fucking easy today. We're gonna chill. I bit my tongue earlier, and it's like so hard to talk without biting it again.
Oh, good.
And then I bit the outside, like the inside of my lip right here, right here, and
beautiful.
heart,
Beautiful.
and then over here earlier. I don't know. It's
So
like
you
when it
just-
just starts happening, dude. It's just like all over because you're trying to like,
and it
replace-
starts to swell a little bit, and yeah.
And I'm just right there, man. I'm like, I just keep drinking water because I'm like, those.
You mean whiskey?
No, I have to drink water right now because I can't infect my tongue.
Whiskey.
Think of how
Whiskey is a
hurtful-
disinfectant. They used to pour that shit on wounds, baby.
I know. Well, today's in thimble of water for me.
Well, mine's a thimble of wine.
Hey, look at us. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, sir.
So, Katie thinks I'm a total fucking nerd, by the way, because she saw me with my Pokemon card collection. And
Buddy.
I'm just saying, look, it's coming along.
It's
coming along.
The funniest thing that ever happened to me happened today. So Cooper and I are remote workers, right? We work from home. We have a lot of meetings.
Yes, meetings. So
I
many fucking
I
meetings.
come down the stairs during one of our company-wide meetings. Now, we're not really talking about much super crazy, just stuff you have to listen to. So it's not like he was going out of his way to not pay attention, but he looked really focused on his camera. And I come downstairs to grab my food from the DoorDasher. And this man has 7 stacks of Pokemon cards. And he's like rearranging them into whatever fashion. It was great. On camera, you looked very focused and like you were plugging away on some deal about to make a sale.
Yeah, man.
And I come downstairs and you're just fucking...
I'm just, bro, I was
You're like, this
organizing.
is a water type. This is a dragon.
I have to get, because I'm trying to get my collection of the original, the base set, or at least the second edition of the base set, and the original 151 Pokemon right now. So I'm having to like separate them out and from like the newer fucking cards. Right.
The ice cream cone Pokemons.
Yeah, and there's a lot. There's a lot of fucking variations of Pokemon cards.
There are. Yes.
It's so many. And it really makes me regret. Like
It's almost a religion, dude.
I saw a thing today on eBay that a person is selling their Team Rocket base collection package unopened. They purchased it for $5.99, selling it for $200.
Yeah, that's what I call a return on investment. And also,
I mean, you have
great
to wait.
forethought.
Great forethought.
Great forethought.
They had to wait 25 years to sell it at that price point.
Like, I wonder how many parents are out there with like a box of Pokemon cards that they lost in their closet. One
Oh
Christmas.
my God, absolutely.
And they find it and they're just like,
Or it's some parents of like kids our age, and they see this shit and they're like, "Well, that's going in the trash," and it's just gone.
I know.
Or some lucky asshole goes to a yard sale and sees a whole box
Picks it up
collection
for $9.99.
Nothing, like pennies. They're
Gets
just
a
like,
fucking-
yeah, just take it. We
Gets
don't even
a
need it.
holographic grade A Charizard,
Fuck.
like
First edition,
bro.
or a dark Charizard from the Team Rocket
Well,
edition.
you can
Oh my
sell,
God!
if you still have those unopened card packs from those go for like $800.
Oh yeah,
like
dude,
the
they have
OG
sites.
Yeah,
I don't understand how these website, like these companies, have cards like unopened packages. So many of them. Like, where are you getting these?
They probably just thought ahead, or they buy them at a low price. You know,
From where though?
I'm sure there's. I
Like,
mean, it's a big
where?
world. It's
It is a big world, and I'm like, who is the collector? Let me go to you.
Right, right.
Like, it's I don't know how to get into the underground of the Pokemon trading card game.
But ladies and gentlemen, today is not about Pokemon. Okay, I want to make that very clear. Today
This is important to my heart.
You're really amped up right now. Really amped up. No, today is the Thimble of Whiskey, where we bring up current events, fun, cool, interesting topics that we like to shoot the shit about for a little bit. Cooper did you do Today in History today?
I did. Yes. So in Today in History.
And he does two of them, one from today when we film and one from when we drop it, right?
Yes. So let's let me go back and do today, which is the 11th of when we were recording. And so let's see here. I didn't come prepared well enough for this one.
Sorry, I really did kind of put you on the spot there.
I had something for the day this episode drops. Let's see here. So
you're just gonna wing it.
I'm winging it right here.
I didn't have to say it.
In 1816, Indiana is admitted to the Union as the 19th state.
Hey, that's right, baby. Indiana, we see you, my dog. That's squad right there. United States squad.
Also, today on the 11th, in 1861, a raging fire sweeps the business district of Charleston, South Carolina, adding to an already depressed economic state.
Oh, good. Good.
Here's one. Okay, the year after this raging fire, in 1862, Union General Ambrose Burnside occupies Fredericksburg and prepares to attack the Confederates under Robert E. Lee.
I knew one of those names.
There we go.
Robert E. Lee.
Yep.
Let's go, baby.
That happened. So that was on the 11th.
How about let's do the one that you had prepared?
Yeah. That one is, I actually have things here. Let me just go back to that part. Okay. So, little tidbit, 1789, the National Guard is created in France.
Oh, wow. French National Guard.
French National Guard happening.
The ones who didn't do much.
Today.
Just kidding.
Not during World War II.
They wrote a lot of fences. They wrote a lot of fences.
In 1812, on December 14th, 1812, the last remnants of Napoleon Bonaparte's Grande Armée reach the safety of Kovno, Poland after the failed Russian campaign. Napoleon's costly retreat from Moscow.
The survivors,
the ones that happened to see him fucking leaving.
Yeah, the ones that were on the side that he was leaving across.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit, he's leaving.
We're gonna follow him.
Yeah, we're not staying here anymore.
What the fuck are you guys still doing here?
Here's one other one. Let's see if I can read right. Okay, 1814, 2 years later, Andrew Jackson announces martial law in New Orleans, Louisiana, as British troops disembark at Lake Bourne, 40 miles east of the city. The Battle of New Orleans was about to begin.
Wow.
I do have some. So
Andrew Jackson.
He's man of his time. Man of his time.
Dickhead, for sure.
Absolutely dickhead. Trail of Tears.
Trail of
Tears. There we go. My fucking tongue. Okay, so I wanted to look into a little bit of the fucking the War of 1812, and specifically, it was a major victory. Oh, it was. Wait, hold on. On the spot here, people. Okay, the Battle of New Orleans was.
Editing is a thing.
Here we go. Okay, the Battle of New Orleans was a major American victory in the War of 1812 that was fought on January 1815. Okay, so this took place in Chalmette.
No, it's
just Chalmette. Calumet,
Louisiana. You know it's called Calumet then.
It's about 5 miles southeast of New Orleans. And let's see. So General Andrew Jackson led the American forces while Jesus Christ. I haven't drank. I swear to God.
I'm the one who's tipsy here. I don't know what's going on with you, Cooper.
While Major General Sir Edward Pakenham.
I love
good
Pakenham.
Old Pakenham commanded the British.
That was a dick joke.
How many were killed in this battle? The British suffered 2,034 were dead. 1,265 are wounded. and then 484 were missing or captured.
Oh, damn. So more people were killed than were injured? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I guess back then.
No, yeah. I mean,
back then it kind of is par for the course. You get injured, you probably.
Yeah, it's pre-Civil War. I mean, they didn't even. They were just cutting fucking body parts off and shit. You died. You just.
Yeah. You're gonna be fine, Johnny. Somebody get the saw.
Did you know? And I think we've talked about it before. Sterilization of amputation of medical devices did not exist until like the last 3 or 6 months of the Civil War.
Tell you what, those were some hardy men. Really good.
Nuts.
You know the amoeba commercials from Mucinex?
Yes.
That's what I imagine every surface as before we figured out that that there were little things
For all of time.
kill us. Yeah.
For all of time. Except for all of the people that were in the Americas prior to white people.
That's true.
They were all very clean.
Very clean. Very, very clean.
It's just white people that are dirty.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And now get this. So over 2,000 killed of the British, right? Fewer than 100 Americans killed.
Well, that's just the power of America.
Power of America, baby.
I mean, that's just that's also probably they had the high ground type shit or something crazy like that. They probably had that's big numbers. There had to be a reason.
Maybe
just the American spirit. Because I'm down to say it was just the American spirit.
I'm down to say it was the American spirit. I mean, Andrew Jackson was a pretty American hardy motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know?
Andrew Jackson really instilling those American values.
What people are kind of voting for right now.
A man of his time. A man of his time.
He had the Trail of Tears. Trump's about to have the
wall of halls.
The Wall of Halls?
The Wall of Falls.
No, I mean, well, he's going to try and deport.
The Wall of Balls!
The Wall of Balls.
You're just going to castrate.
Castrate the Mexicans?
It's like the Dracula thing, but just with testicles. Oh, man. That's awful. That's a terrible joke that we just made.
It's horrible. It's horrible. Last part, this was the last major armed conflict between the United States and Britain. The battle occurred after the signing of the Treaty of Ghent on December 24th, 1814, but before Congress ratified it on February 16th.
Yeah, if I died 10-1 in a battle, I'd be like, all right, maybe we.
This is kind of shitty.
Sorry, hold on, let me say it right. All right, well maybe we just call it here then.
Fuck old chap. Let's get some tea.
For some reason, yours was racist. I don't know why mine wasn't, but I think yours was.
I don't know about that. I don't think it's possible to be racist against white people.
That's true. That's true. It's nationalist. No.
Oh, fuck.
So, Cooper,
yes,
we have 4 things for current events today. We're 12 minutes in. What are we thinking order-wise? I say you go first.
I just talked about the American Civil War.
All right.
I mean, the Battle of 1812.
Well, here, let's read our... No, we can't do that. I was going to say let's read our titles and decide who goes last. But we can't do that.
You go first, and then I'm going to bring it back to... good old the Aztecs for a fun little cryptid tale.
I might have seen the article that you found because I did see something about. Anyway, we'll get there.
Okay, we'll get there.
We're going in blind, baby. So, did you know that the heart has its own brain?
Like it's electric. It's
No.
electric. Boogie 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 boogie.
Do the electric sound. However that one goes. No. So this came out in December 4th, 2024. It is featured in several journals of medicine and stuff like that. But it's from the Karolinska Institute, okay? This is the study that I read. So basically, new research shows that the heart has a mini brain, its own nervous system that controls the heartbeat. A better understanding of this system, which is much more diverse and complex than previously thought, could lead to plenty of new treatments for heart diseases, heart arrhythmias, just things like that. So essentially, it's a little pocket of neurons, inside of your heart, and it helps. They live in the walls. They're in the walls. They're in the walls. They're in the walls. They live in the walls. They're eating the pets. They're eating the dogs. I don't know why I immediately went there, but they're everywhere. But they are in the walls of the heart. So it's new research from the Karolinska Institute and Columbia University that shows that the heart basically has this mini brain, right? Wow. It just shows that the heart is much more diverse and complex than previously thought. And it could lead to a ton of new treatments. The study was originally conducted on, of all things, zebrafish, and it's published.
Really?
Yeah, it's published in Nature Communications. Now, apparently, the zebrafish heart mirrors the human heart kind
Really?
of closely, like
We
the way
mimic-
that it's set up.
Okay.
I think it's a 4-chamber type shit. Whatever. There's similarities.
Sure.
Probably in the tissues. I didn't read too far into that part. I got stuck on heart has mini brain. Yeah. So
I think it's
basically,
fascinating. Wait, are we on the verge of becoming Aquaman?
bro, how sick.
Like, is that what I'm picking up here?
The second to last frontier.
We are almost
The ocean.
to Aquaman.
Yes.
God, hopefully life is better than what it was in the movies.
I would be so down. No, essentially all it is they discovered several types of neurons in the heart wall that have different functions, like just all control all sorts of different shit in there.
Oh,
Just
shit.
it's not I'm sure that it communicates with the brain, right?
Yeah.
With the actual brain of our head. But it's its own autonomous system that keeps the heart pumping. Hence why they kind of related to why people can go extremely brain dead while still remaining like the rest of most of their like lungs have kind of stopped working and stuff, but they're still pumping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
Makes sense.
recent discovery, pretty cool.
I mean, bro, the human body is so fascinating. Like, we're so
And we know so little about
resilient. We're such a resilient creature. At the same time, we're just fucking
Fragile as hell.
so fragile. We're
Fragile
just
to any
meat.
outside thing. But anything going on in here, we've got that figured out, except for cancer,
Can't figure that one out.
certain herpes, and STDs.
I just don't think humans should live past 40.
Well, we didn't.
For
Our natural life
Like
expectancy, if we didn't have modern medicine, was between 25 and 35 to 40.
I think that
So,
just solves all
diseases.
overpopulation issues with the world.
Yeah, I think so too. But also, do you want to die, Cooper? How old are you?
33.
You want 7 more years of this?
Yeah.
That's fair, actually.
Yeah,
Fair. I'm thinking
absolutely.
I got 13 years to go, baby. Give or take. I pick take. No, I'm just
I'm just saying, look, I could be in my golden years right now.
No,
like,
I
I could
love
be
that.
retired. I could have a family of 20.
Oh man.
It's-
Yeah, it was a very, very short article, so I really didn't find too much
No, that's
about
dope.
it. But I just thought it was very, very cool, and the whole study is actually very long, and the fact that they did it on lionfish, I think, is tight. That's actually, it's funny, the heart has a brain wasn't what brought me into the article, it was lionfish, or zebrafish, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because I think that they're cool.
Lionfish are the invasive
Yeah,
invasive
lionfish
ones.
are the ones that
Yeah.
have the poisonous barbs on their fins.
Yeah, they're
and
the ones that, like, the Floridians are
like
hunting the
people
fuck out
literally
of.
get paid to hunt the motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They'll come up with fucking bagfuls of the bitches.
Crazy.
Yeah, well, sucks to be a lionfish, but a zebrafish, you get your heart dissected. By
That was so much better.
That's
so much
that's
better.
a little bit. That's a little bit better, you know, than getting hunted by a Floridan. I wouldn't want to get hunted by a Floridan. I've read that book. Most Dangerous Predator.
Most dangerous predator. Actually, I'm gonna before I bring it back to the Aztecs, we got to talk about something. We got to talk about something.
What do we
big
have to talk about, Cooper?
that we discussed in one of our previous episodes? Mr. DB Cooper.
Oh,
Mr. DB Cooper.
if you watched Prison Break, that whole mystery was solved.
Was it my fucking
In Prison Break.
theory?
No,
Was it
I don't
my
know.
Theory?
I don't know. But in Prison Break, you guys will know.
Yeah, you guys will know.
They solved the whole. They solved the whole thing.
So, apparently, they figured out who the fuck DB Cooper is.
Tell me about it.
I think it's a load of bullshit.
Ah,
I think it's completely fabricated.
I disagree.
You disagree? This guy, Dan Greider, and I don't know if we talked about him in our episode. I think I passed it off in the aspect of where I had watched the DB Cooper docuseries that Netflix had recently put out right
Yeah.
around the time we released that episode.
Yeah.
And I was so pissed off. It was like one of those fucking Shark Week things of like, we're going to catch the Megalodon and we're going to chum this reef for the Megalodon. And then
Yeah.
it's like, we never came.
We-
Shit.
we never found the Megalodon.
It's just like this big ass, like, we
Spoiler
discovered who
alert.
he is.
It's basically
No.
the TV version of edging.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you never get to the climax.
That's exactly what it is. So this guy, Dan Greider, he's been after DB Cooper for 50 years. Okay? 50 fucking years he's been trying to do this. He's a retired pilot. He's got nothing better to do.
He's
And-
not even like a PI.
No,
or like
he's just a retired
some
pilot.
retired-
He's like, I'm going to get him.
stick to the skies, my guy.
This guy, and so apparently they uncovered a modified bailout rig that he believes was the parachute used by Cooper in the heist. So the rig, which Greider described as literally 1 in a billion, okay?
One in a billion.
1 in a billion.
$1 million.
And it apparently belonged to Richard Floyd McCoy, who was initially the FBI's top suspect after pulling off a similar hijacking less than 5 months after Cooper's flight, leading to his arrest and the subsequent death in a shootout in 1974. Because remember when we talked that they couldn't find DB, but then there was immediate like copycat guys after him?
100%, yeah.
So according to the FBI, McCoy was ruled out because he didn't match the nearly identical physical descriptions of Cooper provided by 2 flight attendants and for other reasons.
Well, yeah, I think that's a good enough reason.
Right.
I think that the first one is a good enough reason. Right
except you look at this photo, like if you look at the photos, pretty fucking similar.
What didn't he match?
Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, it's,
you could clip in a little clip of that.
Yeah. I'll try to clip in a little bit if I can figure out editing.
If we can figure out how to do that.
So
we're winging it here. DB Cooper joke.
Hey, I like that. So according to McCoy's children, they told Grider that they'd long suspected their father was DB Cooper, but stayed silent for fear of implicating their mother, Karen, whom they also believed was involved in both hijackings.
What do you mean involved? Like she kissed him goodbye that morning?
She probably picked him up and drove him home.
Well, okay, we settled on when we did the whole DB Cooper thing, like, or at least I settled on that motherfucker fell in a river.
So
drowned.
My whole theory is that they investigated the wrong drop zone.
Yeah.
So the flight attendants were saying that he was already able to identify specific cities in the air that they were flying over. And so I believe that the man had knowledge of where he was and the flight pattern. He probably took
several flights beforehand that were the same flight just to kind of get a gauge of, okay, this is that, this is that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, something. I mean, I feel like it can't be too hard after a while. Like you take one trip and you see it and you're like, oh, that's fucking New York. Yeah. You know? And so there was the storm that the jets were circling around the plane with, right? Yeah. After he landed and they took off to go down to like Mexico City or whatever.
Every good story needs a storm.
And so the only place where they searched was right when they heard the fucking staircase in the back go down of the plane.
Yeah, you think he'd put it down and just immediately
jump? No, absolutely not. He probably just sat there waiting to see the city lights of Carson City or the place right there. And so he probably waited 30, 45 minutes back there and then jumped. And then got to somewhere in safety and took a car with the cash that he had and fucking fled town.
I'd love that for him.
Or he had some cars stashed or something like that.
Kind of what happened in Prison Break, kind of.
So they spent all of these FBI resources and CIA resources and local police resources on the wrong drop zone. And then I'm pretty sure that they probably figured it out at some point when there was no trace of him whatsoever.
Did we pull a Russia?
I think so.
Did we pull a Chernobyl?
We do this all the time.
Yeah,
Come on.
but we call it a Russia, okay?
Yeah, we call it a Russia. We call it a Soviet Union.
The Ruskies. The Ruskies did it, okay? We built a wall.
I think he fucking made it home free in Mexico and was just hanging out, sipping fucking Mai Tais the rest of his days. That'd be sick.
I mean, I'm all for it. He didn't hurt anybody.
No.
Like,
not at all.
He just did his thing.
And
apparently a good-looking guy.
This guy, Dan, I think, first of all, the literally 1 in a billion parachutes. That doesn't make any sense because he was given 4 parachutes by local police when the plane was down.
What, did they just have like a unique one-off model?
Exactly.
No.
So it doesn't make... I think it's just...
bullshit.
It's bait. It's clickbait at the end of the day. So, but that was huge news. Everybody's like, they solved it. He said, he said that we got Richard McCoy as DB Cooper and the case is solved.
Is Richard McCoy dead now?
Yeah, Richard McCoy died in the gunfight in 1971.
Of course,
1974.
Of course, he died in a gunfight.
That's what. Yeah. So after the copycat hijacking, and then it led to a shootout in 1974. Shootout with cops.
That's right. That's right.
Uh-huh.
Check out our DB Cooper episode.
Yeah, check it out. It's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that episode.
We did have a good time.
So, all right. What do you got?
Well. No, I think you should follow that up with the Aztecs.
And
I think you should. Yes.
This one's pretty quick, but it's fun.
I like quick and fun.
All right.
Ask any girl I've ever been with.
So
I'm sorry. That was out of line. You got to at least kind of giggle. Jeez, it's getting more awkward by the second. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is this what you usually feel like?
Not when I have sex.
Oh. Shit. Well, that's how I feel. Embarrassed and alone is usually how
Embarrassed and alone. A little bit of self-degradation.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, self-pity. It's fine. Sigh.
I
All right.
want to go home.
Have you ever heard of the Weeping Woman, La Llorona?
Tell me about the weeping woman, Cooper.
So,
weeping woman.
the Weeping Woman.
Shit, I'm turning into you. Oh no.
I'm wearing off on you.
I swear I bit my tongue 7 times in 7 places.
So, she's known for being. Oh, nom, 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 nom.
Nom 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 nom
Nom, 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 nom,
nom
nom.
nom nom nom.
Now, the earliest documentation of La Llorona is traced back to 1550 in Mexico City, but there are theories about her story being connected to specific Aztec mythology. Now, La Llorona, let me get to this other part.
I've heard of La Llorona.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think of Love, Death, and Robots.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which one? Which one was it?
The one where she's in the middle of the lake weeping and screaming as a siren, and she's the men when they lay eyes on her.
Yeah, with the ship.
What?
No, not with the ship. That's a
No.
different one.
Yeah. No.
No ship in the middle of the ocean.
No, it's not in the middle of the ocean. It's like in the middle of the lake. Oh my God. Let me just tell you the fucking story. Jesus Christ. So,
Sorry, I'm just trying to understand.
La Llorona is a mother who lost her children to drowning. And now some say she drowned her own children because her husband cheated on her.
Oh God.
And so she took it out on the kids.
Yeah, fuck them kids.
Or something else happened. And then something happened to her father or to the husband. And the kids reminded her of the husband. And so she drowned the kids. And then she goes around crying. But if you look at her face, she doesn't have any eyes. And she'll try to drown you.
Okay. All right.
So you get mesmerized by her crying and her like look.
So she's like a siren-esque myth kind of woman. Like
Yeah.
she does the same thing as sirens do, but there's like a backstory.
Yeah, exactly. It's essentially that whole. There's a little story here.
Tell
So
us
she
the story.
typically appears as a malevolent spirit, either a harbinger or a direct cause of misfortune to the living. Sometimes she takes the form of a dangerous siren, tempting a solitary male late at night by confronting him as pitiful, woebegone figure hidden under a rebuzo. I don't know what that word means.
Robuzo?
Rebuzo. Rebuzo. Now, when offered assistance, she turns on the gentleman with the face of a skeleton or a wild metallic horse's head or no face at all. Sometimes she is observed simply roaming about in the distance, or most typically she is heard weeping and shrieking throughout the night in like a pond or something.
I dropped my kids.
Yeah, so it's
also a shawl, by the way.
and
The
What?
Rebuzo.
it's a shawl.
Rebozo.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a shawl.
What's a shawl?
Like a shawl. Like with the head covering.
Oh, like the headdress thing?
Yeah, kinda. It's basically it's like a bigger scarf with a
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
fun fact.
There's that. But yeah, so this comes from Aztec lore because she's tied with one of their deities that is known as the Hungry Woman, who is also one that was starved during the takeover from the Spaniards coming in and conquering the Aztecs, and she wasn't able to eat. And so she died hungry alongside of her children after they died of starvation.
Okay.
And so there's some ties within that as well, and that's kind of where they think the branch to her went, especially since it's so close to after the Aztecs fell, which was in the early 1500s, and this was the first documentation of her is in 1550.
So do you think that these legends are all as Aztecian?
Aztec?
Oh, you just say Aztec women. It's not even Aztecian. It's just Aztec.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
Aztec.
yeah.
Yep.
Like I hate how long that. We did an entire 4
episodes
podcast, and I didn't learn a thing. Jesus Christ! So they're all just kind of related to the Aztecs, essentially.
Yeah. And so there's other ones too. There's like so remember the Jaguar warriors?
No.
So they're like the special
Jaguarians.
They're the special forces of Montezuma's army.
Oh yeah.
And apparently, like, I mean, they have their own fucking lore and all this shit with them too. But apparently, like, they in Mexico City and the old temples, they guard them. Their spirits guard those temples. Still trying to prevent the Spanish takeover.
Are you a paranormal believer?
I don't know. Not really.
Really?
Not really. Yeah.
I am.
I think that your human psyche can take over so well. Like, I think your fear gets so rooted. That,
you're an all in your head kind of guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
God.
Totally, 1,000%. If you're out in the woods and you're fucking by yourself and it's dark and you hear like a monkey howler screaming in the distance, fucking yeah. I mean, that could be anything.
How often are you out in the woods with monkey howlers, Cooper? We
Pre-
live in America.
Yeah. Man,
no howler
it's
monkeys
wild,
here.
bro. It's wild out here in these streets.
No,
you don't know what happens.
We
in
have
the
bobcats,
East
wolves,
Mid-
and grizzly bears. Okay,
Yeah, bobcats scream too.
They do, and their screams are kind of
Terrifying.
You ever heard it? Those are scary. I'm a believer in the paranormal.
Yeah.
I think that there's well, okay, so like what is one of the laws of physics, right? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. And in my opinion, what is more powerful than whatever the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, I guess.
And I'm not talking about the brain, I'm talking about consciousness, right? Actual ability to reason, ability to be a human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whole meaning of life bullshit.
Yeah.
What is more powerful than that? And so I think that since energy cannot be created nor destroyed, death is kind of a really quick severance of that whole consciousness.
Sure.
What happens with that? Where does that energy go?
Yeah.
Right? And so that's why I think that maybe not so much like, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street type fucking paranormal or Amityville type hauntings, but I do think that there is a certain energy, and I think that there is, and it's proven in science, positive and negative energy, and I think that we have ghosts, so to speak, of those energies still there. And that's why people oftentimes think that they see family members. Energy is attracted to energy that it is familiar with. And so therefore, that energy, I would have no doubt in my mind that it wants to stick around. Do I believe in the whole fucking Ouija board stuff? I don't know. I don't know if it goes that deep. But I do believe that there are paranormal things that can interact with the world in an invisible way.
How fucking, like...
Much have I thought about this?
Yeah.
A lot. I've thought about this a lot.
Yeah, wow.
That's like the one time I've sounded intelligent, right?
Man,
In
that
this
was, like, crazy.
The entire podcast.
God damn.
I know.
You should do that more often.
I know, dude. I'm so
like-
sorry. Hey, you talk history, right? History's your subject. You want to talk about wonky shit? That's my shit.
Oh,
all right?
I mean, you definitely fit in with the hippy dippy Manitou people, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Well,
I
hey,
love it.
Actually, I'm a little more scientific than them. Okay,
Yeah, I was
they're
gonna
the ones
say, yeah.
pulling out the Ouija boards, which is fine. And if you believe in that kind of stuff, I think that's okay too. Because who the fuck am I to decide what is real and what is not when we're discovering new things every day, such as. This brings me to my next point.
Oh, wow. Look at that fucking transition there.
Segue, baby.
That's good. Hot
So,
damn.
We're discovering new things all the time in the world of science, the world of space, the space of space, if you will. So, the title of this next one, I have titled it Evidence of Primordial Black Holes, maybe hiding in planets or even everyday objects here on Earth. Now, this was a study done by the University of Buffalo and replicated at Columbia. Now, a theoretical study suggests that small black holes born in the early universe may have left behind hollow planetoids and microscopic tunnels, so to speak, right? And that we should start looking within rocks and old buildings for evidence of them. The research proposes thinking both big and small to confirm the existence of primordial black holes, suggesting that their signatures could range from very large, hollow planetoids in space to minute microscopic tunnels in everyday materials found on Earth, like rocks, metals, and glass. Not a stellar black hole, but a primordial black hole.
What is a primordial?
Very much less powerful.
So it's
think-
still active. Like I could fit my dick in it.
I think you probably could. So you take
Okay.
the density of an atom, or the density of a mountain, and condense it down to an atom.
Oh,
That's a primordial black hole. Much less powerful than than a
So wait,
interstellar black
this
hole.
article's telling me I gotta start looking at atoms.
No. So what it's basically telling you, okay, because the black hole when it started, these are why they're called primordials, because they are very, 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 very late stage black holes.
Okay.
So it's like the smallest. It's like kind of done, right? It's like end of life black hole type shit.
All right.
Are you Googling primordial black holes right
No,
now?
I was gonna see how
How
old
big your
is the
dick
Earth.
is? Oh, how old is the Earth?
Yep. I was wondering how old the Earth is.
Isn't it like 12.2 billion years or something?
4.5 billion.
Fuck.
4.5.
I knew it was a number. So basically, the chaotic conditions of the early universe may have also allowed many small black holes to form long before the first stars. Now, an interstellar or a stellar black hole, I think is what they're called, or basically when a star collapses, right?
Okay.
These were not that.
Okay.
These were similar things to the black holes that we all know, just a lot less powerful and a lot smaller. Kind of like your cock.
Yes.
And
Small but mighty.
small but mighty, baby. It's the motion of the ocean. So this, it basically could even kind of be what makes up dark matter, which is the invisible matter that accounts for about 85% of the universe.
So we do dark matter is what? It is dark matter is real.
Yeah, dark matter is totally real.
Okay, so I thought that was just like a theory.
Dark matter is basically anything inside of space that doesn't have light,
Oh, that's just space.
but it's made up of matter. Not the void,
space?
not the void.
Ah,
Dark matter.
Okay.
Literal dark matter.
So it's like
think of it literally.
like is it Muck from Pokemon?
No, that's a sludge Pokemon, Cooper. That's literal matter.
I'm trying to like.
Accurate matter.
Okay.
It'd be more of like a ghastly.
So where? Okay, wait. Where is that?
Where is dark matter?
Yeah.
Dark matter is what makes up the things you can't see between the stars.
But that's the space.
There's a lot of space around it, yes. It is
But-
also inside of, they are both inside of the space. Matter and dark matter are inside of
So they
space.
coexist.
Yes. They sure do. I like how you pinched your fucking fingers like that was the conclusion. No. So essentially, this has been theorized for decades, right?
Okay.
That primordial black holes are around, but they've never been observed. And the reason they haven't been able to be observed is because they are usually very small, or if they're big, they're essentially they're just not big enough to be observed with like one of our telescopes type thing. They're not like a stellar black hole like at the center of the Milky Way. What they can do though is they can live inside of planets. Now these are the size of the planet that it can live in is only about 1/10 the size of Earth.
So like Pluto.
Essentially like Pluto.
Okay.
But what it does is it feeds off the interior of the planet, leaving only the dark crusted shell. Which is why usually if they're in bigger planets, that thing will collapse in on itself. Oh. But if they're in small ones, the iron, the mantle of the planet can
planets
still
do that?
sustain
Do they
itself.
just become a hollow shell and then collapse in?
Depends on how they die. There's plenty of different versions of deaths for a planet. We're going to go into our sun before we ever become hollow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think that if there was no stars, every planet would become hollow. I think it's only if the primordial black hole, so to speak, is inside of it. And these are all just theories. Keep in mind, like this is not actual documented evidence. But there's something that's cool is they can now that this theory has kind of been established, they can now look for them very cheaply. You put up a big plate of metal.
Yeah.
And you scientifically look under it with a microscope for little tiny tunnels.
And that's supposed to be primordial black hole.
It's a black hole that has gone through it. They're moving way faster than light speed.
Wait, I thought black holes didn't. I thought it was just there.
That is a stellar black hole that is staying where and those are still moving, by the way. They're moving at billions, trillions of miles an hour.
Right.
But the little guys are moving way faster than that.
And they're moving through Earth?
Yeah. Well, they could be.
So like little tiny bullets flying around?
Essentially, yeah. But
that's scary.
They're about the size of an atom and they're moving past supersonic speed. What happens when you're moving past supersonic speed is the matter that you pass through doesn't have time to react to it. So unless you're a very big thing, you're not even going to feel, or unless it's a very big thing moving at that speed, you're never going to feel it.
So it could go through us.
Yeah. It's like think about radiation. We would never feel radiation penetrating us.
Oh, that's a good way to put that.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay.
Yeah, see, that's
yeah,
why I wanted
go.
to say this one for last.
It's
a good.
Wow.
So,
All right. Fucking hell.
If you're worried about primordial black holes penetrating your body, that has.
I mean, it can penetrate me.
It's very, very. Nice. It's very unlikely, obviously, that is the case. But even if it did happen, you probably wouldn't even feel it, right? But they are moving that's why it's so hard to observe these things because of how fast they're moving.
Yeah.
It's the little ones, the big ones that are inside of like planets and that kind of a thing, because they've discovered shelled out planets.
Yeah.
You know, or at least what they think are shelled out planets. It's not like
Okay.
we've fucking gone and visited them. But yeah, super, super wild. So those hollow objects could only be about 1/10 the size of Earth's radius. The likelihood of it passing through you is very, very small. But, you know, I think it's pretty fucking cool, to say the least. I had no idea that little tiny fucking things like that were going around. I mean, I knew that molecules like solar energy coming through us, that's penetrating us all the time.
I mean, I
so
guess
we're constantly getting fucked up by molecules. They're just moving so
Literally.
fast that, you know, and
Literally
we
getting-
heal quick enough.
The universe just be pounding us, dude.
Who's the older brother again? Jesus. But yeah, so that's my fourth one. I thought it was pretty tight. Shout out to I think I said it already, but the University of Buffalo for theorizing all that shit.
Well,
What'd you just find? Did you find anything cool?
Well, I was gonna wrap it up with a fun historical fact, a weird historical fact.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
A macabre.
So what I found is that, and yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for fucking hanging out with us this evening.
Yeah, I think it was a good. We started a little tough with the Pokemon stuff, but hey, we're here now. So
It's,
primordial, from Pokemon to primordial black holes. Where else can you
Where
get
else
that
can we
kind of content?
This is content. This is quality content out here. By the way, before we go into a weird history fact, we're gonna take the next 2 weeks off. It's Christmas.
Christmas,
We're hanging out with
baby.
family. We're wrapping up
Holiday.
our we got like 2 more fucking weeks worth of work, or a week and a half, I guess. And
But we're coming back with something feisty.
oh yeah, so we are coming back this time.
Yeah, this time,
quickly.
it's already recorded.
Yeah,
guys,
we
we
got
are
you.
doing it this time. We're not pulling a last January.
Yeah, I got content. Cause yeah, I'm trying to like take this a bit more beat, you know, give it a beat, give it a breath, like have more fun, engaging content.
Quality over content.
Yeah,
or quality over
over
quality.
quanti- no,
Quality
quality over
over quantity. Welcome to Drinking Our Way Through History.
All right, so a Japanese samurai could have faxed Abraham Lincoln during a 22-year window. The electric printing telegram, a forerunner to the fax machine, was patented in 1843.
No shit.
And Lincoln was assassinated in 1865.
No way.
I don't know when when was the death or last when was
He
the
dropped my
last
Halo Chief,
samurai
my Master Chief
alive?
decanter,
When did they end?
and he's just ignoring
Wow.
it right now. Didn't even apologize.
So the last samurai lived from 1828 to 1877. So yeah, that fits right there in that
In that window.
time window.
Huh.
That the fucking
But
Japanese
the
samurai
real
could have
question
faxed
is-
Abraham Lincoln.
Did any of the Japanese samurai even know that Abraham Lincoln was around?
Around this time, yeah, I'm sure they did.
Really?
It was global politics at this time. Yeah,
Yeah, but like, were Japanese samurai paying that much attention to that?
I'm sure they had to because they were. I don't know enough about the samurai, and I would really love to
don't
dive
worry,
into.
Assassin's Creed has us covered. Of course.
Thank you.
That's our episode Assassin's Creed plug right there.
Oh man!
Every episode.
Every
gotta say it
episode
once,
got
but
a mandatory
Creed.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, they got it. They got it coming for us.
I am
Samurai,
so
baby.
excited for that game.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
man.
stoked.
Yeah. So there we go. Ian, you got anything for the kids?
Yeah, I mean, if you made it this far in this episode, you're a champion. We have a good time. We hope you have a good time too. And if you made it this far, that means you did have a good time, and we did our job. So we appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and leave us a 5-star review.
There we go.
Hit that subscribe button. And, like the episode.
Who are you?
I am Hamaraki. some anime name. I don't know.
All right. Oh, stay beautiful, bitches, because we fucking love you.
We fucking love you.